Darlings, don't adjust your set. We are in my bathroom. I've been trying for the last 6 or so months to test Malco's water spot remover, and I'm failed miserably because I haven't had a car that's had severe water spots that haven't come off through the wash. So I thought, enough is enough. This isn't going to happen the normal way I'd like to do it. We're going to bring you in and I'm going to test you in the place that does have loads of water spots, the tiles in my shower. So the review is going to be of Malco's water spot remover, and by way of comparison I'm just going to do it against a regular bathroom cleaner, in this case Sif Power Shine. What is Malco's water spot remover? Well, it is a water spot remover, clearly, but it's not for use on paint. And this is where it's significantly different from something like Kochkevi FSE, which is a quick detailer with a bit of descaling agent in it, and also things like Car Pro's descaler product, and the various other ones are out there as well. This is for cleaning glass, chrome, stainless steel and many other hard surfaces. So it says on the front. When I read the instructions on the back, it says apply with a damp or dry cloth, sponge or brush, press firmly to ensure good contact, loosen the stain with a rubbing or massaging action, rinse with water until residue free, dry with a cloth and repeat if you need it until the desired water spots have gone. Do not use on any surface which can be harmed by use of mild abrasives. I've not looked at this at all, but clearly there's a bit more to it. In the sense that it almost sounds a bit more like autoclave glass cleaner, doesn't it? Glass polish, which I do have. Wait right there. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the fact that I told you to wait right there, watching a video, and then cutting out the bit where I disappeared, which is good because about 5 minutes, took me a while to find. Anyway, I'm going to do a comparison then between autoclave glass polish and this, seeing as that can't be used on paint. This can't, or shouldn't be really. Let's give it a go. There's one particular tile in here which is particularly bad. I'm going to take a still of that now. I'm going to move the camera over so you can see what I'm doing during the application, and then wash it all off, and we'll come back and do a still afterwards for the side-by-side comparison. Hopefully this could be more interesting than it sounds. If not, feel free to skip this one.
I'm still easing myself back into this after the COVID. It hasn't been that bad, but I am pretty tired, I find, a lot of the time. So, apologies for that. It wasn't that bad for me. I'm very lucky to have got it now rather than when it was its full strength. Anyway, let's get back into talking about detailing products in a non-detailing setting in this case. You can see there's a bit of water behaviour here on the left-hand side, and that's because the Sif shower cleaner I mentioned earlier, what I normally use, has a water repellency side to it. So that's why the freshly cleaned side was looking pretty flat from that perspective. By the end of it, you'll see they're even in that respect. With the autoclave glass polish, it says to apply, let it haze and then buff off. So that's what I did, and I rinsed them both down at the very end to make sure it was an even test. Slightly different angle now for the after, because this is the only real one I could find to show how clear the tile is, because there's no marks on it anymore. It's very, very good.
Okay, so what did we learn? Very, very difficult to capture in the pictures. I hope it's there. I don't think you'll be able to see in the application footage, but you'll get the idea. Both products have removed that surface layer of scum. It's the best way. It's hard water scum, right? Deposits, and soap being in the shower. The Malco, I think, is marginally better. It smells nicer. It's mintier. Easy to apply. It's one of those ones you rinse it off as well. You don't have to like buff it off. You have to wait for it to dry and buff it off. those are the auto glim instructions, so maybe you don't have to do that. But it looks like he's taken a bit more, it's a bit smoother on that side, but it's still a bit crappy, but a bit smoother. Another hit, I think, would be very, very effective. So, is there a place for this in the automotive industry? Probably. Maybe even more so in the marine industry. That could be very good, where they probably suffer more from water spots than you do on cars. I live in Surrey, in the south of England, and we've got very hard water here on the Downs, and I don't have a problem with water spotting. I know I use DI water when I'm washing, but I do customers' cars that don't use that, and I don't really have a massive problem with water spotting. It's usually pretty obvious if it's there on cars with blacked out windows. You can see it more easily. I just haven't come across it, and that hasn't gone after being washed and wiped down, so it dried. So yeah, but looking at that for an interior tile cleaner, yeah, that was mega effective. Like, I was actually quite surprised. Yeah, would I rush out and buy that one? No. Although if I had that problem and I was genuinely having an issue with hard water spots, I would give that a go. I guess the interesting thing would be to try it against one of the Car Pro products, like Descaler, I think it is, isn't it? But I don't need to go out and buy that. I don't have a problem with water spots. And if I do, I kind of generally use Koshchemi FSE, which is the quick day detailer with it in. I haven't got any at the moment. I haven't needed it for a long time, so I haven't restocked, because I just don't have this problem with water spots. And it's that sort of thing that a little bit of fine abrasive can get out, so you often use a little bit of finishing polish, and that'll do the trick anyway, for me personally. So it's a good product. Is it a 100% necessary one? I don't think so. Is one where you can spray it over the paintwork more useful? Yeah, probably. I originally thought that's what that would be. The fact that it's micro abrasive, it's no good for paintwork, and actually, if anything, that's where you're more likely to get the water spots that you are likely to get, if you're going to get any, are going to be on there from the wash process, and you can't scrub the paint to get it off. Not easily. You have to resort to a bit of an abrasive. You might then induce marring, and then you have to do a wider bit of polishing. So a liquid descaling product, like a spray, is probably better in that context. Something more like, it's going to be like this, right? The chemicals aren't going to be that different. Might be a bit more like Sillet Bang, who knows? But either way, those products I think would be very good. This Malco one, save it for the bathroom, I reckon, but it's bloody good for that. So if you've got a scummed up bathroom, I'd give it a go. But yeah, hopefully that's been useful and some insight. If you saw the product and thought, nah, what if? Probably not worth that one for most of us in the UK, I would have thought. Thanks very much. See you in the next one.